Hello. Hello. Your hair's so messy, mommy. All right. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Manar and alongside me here is my daughter Tala, who is about to be 9 months old. And today I am going to be talking about Today I'm going to be talking about how I do her toy rotation with her shelf that I have set up here in our living room right behind me. Whoa! She sees our cat and she's like obsessed. We got our cat like maybe 2 weeks ago and she's still like not over it. Anyways, so I'm also going to be talking about how to do a Montessori inspired shelf in a small space. So if you are interested in seeing how I'm going to fix up this mess behind me and how you can also do a Montessori inspired shelf in a small space, then please keep watching. Okay, so this is where I have her shelf at the moment. This is a really small shelf that we found on Amazon. It's kind of like a dupe of the IKEA cube shelf that everyone uses, but this one is actually really smaller and I love it. It's just perfect for our space. Tala is only about 9 months old now, so she's not even crawling yet, and let alone walking. So I feel like this is like the perfect size for her right now. Obviously when she gets bigger and goes into toddlerhood, we'll upgrade and get a bigger one, but for now it works great. So it only has 4 cubes, but I put a few activities on the top as well. So basically I have about like 6 items total as far as activities and toys go, plus her little books that I always have, and then a few stuffed animals that we got as gifts that she likes playing with. So this is the before. If you're wondering how you could possibly do a Montessori shelf in a small space, then this could be an idea. This is between our 2 couches and it's like her own little corner that she has access to. So yeah, this is the current setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and start kind of organizing it. The first thing I'm gonna do is basically take out everything and then evaluate and see what I want to put back on the shelf. So here we go. Okay, so this is what we had all over her shelves. The shelf is now completely empty and ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is go through all of this stuff and see what I want to keep out and what I want to put away for the next rotation. So these are the toys that I am rotating out. She doesn't really seem interested in the blocks anymore, and she doesn't really seem interested in the balls anymore, in these sensory balls, or in these farm animals as much anymore. I've had these out for months and I think she's kind of over them, like literally since she may have been a newborn. So I will be putting them away and storing them downstairs in my basement for now, and then maybe in a few months or so I could take out maybe a couple things and bring them back, and maybe she'll be excited to play with them again. Okay guys, this is the final result of the shelves. I organized it with the new toys that I got with LOVEVERY and kept a few that I still see my daughter interested in from my other play kit that I received from LOVEVERY, as well as some other toys that I purchased on my own. So here in this basket we have the canisters that came with the play kit, and then we have the stacking ring set as well as some felt balls, so she could also use the balls for the tube as well. And then I put the egg and cup and this puzzle that came with the previous play kit. I kept this object permanence box out. She still loves banging the balls on the wood. And then in this basket I put the blocks that I got in the play kit, and then I also have these other wooden toys that she likes to play with as well. We call this guy Mr. Rattle. She likes playing with this guy still, so I kept them out. And then down here I have all of her books and then some flashcards that came in the previous play kit from LOVEVERY. In the future, when she becomes a toddler or when she starts walking and more active, I do have a separate shelf that will display her books much better than this, but this is just temporary because she still is an infant. Down here I have this rattle that my sister-in-law got for us. And then inside here we have the peekaboo blanket. And then in the pouch we have those bean bags that came with the 9 to 10 month old play kits from LOVEVERY. So as you can see, a lot of my toys are from LOVEVERY. They really do save me so much time from purchasing some toys. But yeah, this is the setup. Again, because I only have 4 cubbies, I do have some displayed up on top, but the shelf is so tiny that one day when she does crawl and start standing up on things, she'll be able to reach these items with ease. And then down here, I just have some stuffed animals that she likes playing with, that she got as some gifts from her family and friends. So I just keep those off to the side, and then everything else is right here. And yeah, that is about it. Off on my TV console, I have a few extra items that I decided to keep out. Usually in Montessori, you don't want to have the toys already made up like this. The child won't really be into playing with it just because it's already done and there's no point in them playing with it. So in the future, I will buy some baskets for them and disassemble them and display them that way. But she loves playing with these 2 toys too. I just didn't want to overclutter the shelf, so this is the lower part of my console, and she will be able to access these with ease once she does start crawling. So if you're anything like me, the first thing that pops into your head when you think about Montessori are the beautiful shelves of toys that are displayed for the children to play with. I know that that's one of the first things that drew me into Montessori, just how beautiful the toys were displayed and how the environment was so conducive for learning. Obviously, now that I know more about Montessori, I know that it's more than just the shelves and the beautiful toys and the materials, right? But anyways, today I wanted to talk to you guys about rotating your toys on your shelves. So that's what I worked on today. This is the final product, and you can see Tyler right now is playing in the shelf area in her little cozy corner. So I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys about your shelves and how to rotate your toys, because I know when I first started researching Montessori, the idea of a toy shelf and the rotation just really overwhelmed me and intimidated me, even though it's not as hard as it may sound. So the first tip that I have for you guys is to follow your child's lead as far as when it comes to wanting to rotate your toys out and replace them with something else. Now, for instance, before I rotated my shelf, this was my very first time rotating the toys on my shelf. I just put this up not too long ago, maybe about 2 months ago, when I first received my first LOVEVERY play kit when she was about 7 months old. So it's been 2 months since I had the same toys out. So I would say just follow your baby's lead. I did notice that my daughter was kind of losing interest in the toys that I had out for her just because they were out for such a long period of time. So I knew when I was getting the play kit from LOVEVERY, like it was coming in the perfect time, just because I kind of was aware and observing how she was reacting to the toys that I had out for her, and she wasn't really showing as much interest as she was previously. This is just an example of observing your kid. My daughter loves books. She'll be in the worst mood ever. She'll be crying, and then as soon as I give her a book, she gets so excited. So these are definitely staying out. So we have that one as one of her favorites, and then we also have this one. Tyler, look. Do you like this one? Yeah. She loves this one. We read it like every day, 500 times a day. And we have this one, 100 Curious Words to Know, Smithsonian Kids. She loves these books, so they've been out for quite a while now, and she hasn't lost any interest in it. So I'm literally just keeping it and just going with her and following her flow, seeing what she's interested in, and then keeping them out. Once I see that she loses interest in these books, that's when I will switch them out for different ones. The second tip that I have for you as far as your toy shelf is limit the number of toys you have out to reduce the clutter, because the more toys that you have, the less appealing it's going to be for your child, and the more likely a mess is going to happen. So the less toys that you have, the less clutter and the less mess that you're going to be having. So if maybe your toddler is going through a sensitive period where they are just into blocks and throwing all these blocks around, you know, maybe you could just limit the number of blocks. You don't have to put out the entire set that came with the blocks. Let's say the set came with like 100 blocks. You can maybe put out maybe just like 15 or 20 of them, enough for them to build a tower with, let's say. Just, that's an example that I can think of. But just limit the amount of toys that you have out at a time. I'm telling you, this will save you just a huge mess happening and clutter, and just, it'll be more appealing for your kid to actually play with the toys rather than just like make a huge mess because it's already cluttered anyway. My third tip for you would be to organize your toys by spreading them out and using trays and baskets, and just make an environment that's prepared for learning as much as possible. As you can see, I'm using this cubby system. One of the other popular systems that I plan on using in the future that I already have upstairs is the IKEA 8 cubby shelf. Another thing, you could just use a regular shelf with no cubbies, but just separate the toys into trays or baskets and like space them out so they look really nice and pretty and appealing for your kid to want to play with. Finally, my last tip for you is to create a cozy space and keep it at your child's height. I know aesthetic is really big with Montessori. That's one of the main reasons, I'm not gonna lie, one of the main reasons that I was drawn to Montessori was because of the aesthetic and the way that it looked. But honestly, it's more than that. You want it to be purposeful. So if you have like a tall shelf and it's beautifully decorated on the top, but your child can't reach it, there's really no point, because Montessori is all about independence and having your child be capable and be able to reach their toys and then put them back when they're done. So just make it your own. Again, just keep in mind that play is the work of the child. This is like the main motto of Montessori: play is the work of the child. And you really just want to set up a space dedicated to your child or your children and make it conducive to learning, make it appealing to them. And then also you can just watch and observe and see what they're interested in. And if you find that they're not interested in the toys that you have out anymore, that's when you're like, you should think to yourself like, okay, maybe it's time to rotate something and put something in place of it. Maybe it's time for a new puzzle or a new book or even just a new toy in general. Don't be intimidated. It's really not that hard. It's really, the number one thing is just following your child's lead. Again, that's the number one tip, just following their lead, seeing what they're interested in, and then going from there. I hope that was helpful, and I hope that was informative enough. If you have any questions, I will leave some links down below for you guys to read and check out other Montessori bloggers and YouTubers. My favorite YouTuber here on YouTube is the Hapa family. They are great. Ashley is so informative, and her style of videos is extremely educational, and I've learned so much from her, and she really does inspire me and helps me like try my best to implement Montessori in my day-to-day life with my daughter. So I think that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it kind of gave you an idea of what it looks like to rotate your toys from your shelves. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys in my next video, right? Can you say goodbye? Can you say goodbye?